Hello, and welcome to day 3. This is a launch we've been excited for a long time. We're going to launch Sora, our video product.
OpenAI just released Sora. Yes, that's right. They just released Sora. In their 12 days of AI, this third day, they just released the full Sora model, and you won't believe what it can do. You think it could just do video generations? Well, it can do a little bit more than just that. I'll tell you what more it can do, but you have to wait till the end to find out what the best thing it could possibly do. Starting off, Sora can, generate videos, but these videos are crazy, insane quality. Take a look. These are some of the videos that I got from what they call the feed, where anybody, if you're a ChatGPT user at all, can look and see the feed, which are basically just generations of other people's videos that are generating right now. And as you see, some of these things are very high quality, very like movie level quality. I would say, like, I would go to the screen and expect to see this level of quality. It's pretty good. You see this from like a lot of different users. They're doing different styles. You see like one with this animation. You see another one more realistic, like more, videography, more realistic, where you see there's like people in this. So it's not cartoonish at all. In the example that they use a woolly mammoth example, which is basically iconic now for the demos for Sora, but it was doing really well. Like even the walking was more like coherent and cohesive, and it was live and on the fly. But that's not all Sora can do. Sora can also do image to video. So instead of you doing just a text prompt and generating these videos, you can drop a photo from your phone or from your PC and then drop it into Sora, and Sora will generate a video from what you put in as a photo, which is absolutely crazy to me. And these photos to videos are actually pretty dang good, if I do say so myself. And that's not all. One of the best things about this is it's not like another tier or something like that, like a Sora subscription you need to get. Sora is already baked into ChatGPT users. So if you're a ChatGPT Plus user, or if you're a ChatGPT Pro user, which is that $200 tier, you get this automatically in there. Especially for the pros, I feel like you should have already had, like, it would make only sense if pro users already have access to this. But I think you get like a limit to 50 generations per the Plus users and 500 for the Plus users. But let's go past that. Let's talk about one of the huge things that they were just announced that we have never seen before. They just released storyboarding with Sora.
Awesome. Thank you, Rohan. So Rohan just showed how you can take a general idea and send it to Sora and have it create an entire set of beautiful videos. But today we're excited to talk about an entirely new creative tool that we're introducing, a more advanced tool that's still very early, but something we're calling Storyboard, that lets you direct a video with multiple actions across a sequence using a familiar timeline. So I'll click in right here and I'll tell you a little bit about Storyboard. At the top of the screen, you see the Storyboard cards. This is where you'll describe the environment, the characters, and the actions you want to occur at a particular point in your video. Below that is the timeline. You can see the outline of my entire clip, and this is where I'll sequence the actions in my video. And then below that is the creation settings that Rohan just went over. So I'll pop back up to the storyboard and I'll set my first storyboard card in the scene. So I'll say, a beautiful white crane stands in a creek. Let's give it a yellow tail. Stands in a creek. So here I can write as little. So in this video, I want this crane to be standing at the beginning and then dip its head in the water and pick out a fish. So I'll come down to my timeline and I can click anywhere within the outline of my clip to add an additional card and give Sora those actions. So I'll come up here and I'll say, the crane dips its head into the water and pulls out a fish. So looking back at my timeline, I can now see at the start of my timeline,
like it looks like a playhead. If you ever edit in Premiere Pro, Final Cut, DaVinci, whatever video editing tool, they always have this kind of slide stroller thing. And one of the things they implemented was a storyboard technique. So you can place these squares here in the middle of the playhead, and you can then have these squares and you can type inside of them saying like, hey, I want it to be a bird flying off. And then you can scroll later on and have a another square in the middle and type in, I want this bird to make a dive into the water from the sky, and it will and then Sora will connect the two. So from the first point, it'll be the bird flying, and then let's say 5 seconds later, when you put the other card, it'll have the bird soaring down into the water. And that's absolutely amazing because it helps you control, it controls how well it controls the narrative and how you want the video to be generated. Instead of you just giving it a single prompt, it gives you like almost like a play-by-play of what the video is going to be about. And that's not all that they even said. One of the best things that they said was Sora can also do looping.
I think it would be cool as a loop. So one of our awesome features is, if you really like a generation, you can tell Sora, hey, I want this to endlessly repeat because it's so beautiful. And you can do just that with loop. So if you click into loop, you can tell Sora, where do you want the start of this loop to be? Where do you want the end of it to be? And Sora will fill in the gaps to create this sort of seamless repeated scene. You have a couple options here. Sora can add fewer frames if the beginning and the end are already pretty similar, or you can tell it to add lots of frames to try to connect maybe two more disparate beginning and endings. But Sora will do the heavy lifting. It's a really, really awesome feature.
So let's say you had a video and you wanted to do like an infinite loop, especially for things like TikTok or short videos like YouTube Shorts. Let's say you want to generate a video where it always loops and goes back around, so almost like a continuous video is always being played. You can now do that within Sora without taking this into any other editing software. But that's not as good as this last thing that has happened. But before we get there, let's talk about, well, the remix feature. So let's say you generate a video within Sora. You can now use the video that you generate from Sora and remix it.
Let's take a look at the top right. Now, this is cool, but now that I'm seeing the scene, I think it would be cooler if these woolly mammoths were robots. What do you guys think?
Great.
All right, let's do it. So remix lets you just describe changes to the video, and Sora will do the rest. So I'm going to click remix here and simply say, replace the woolly mammoths with robots. You'll see a couple familiar options here. You can create multiple variations. You can change the resolution. You can also tell Sora the strength of the remix you want. So it's amazing. So Sora took our prompt of replacing the woolly mammoths with robots and did just that. We click in, we can see the original one here. This is a strong remix, and we replaced the woolly mammoths with robots. Pretty awesome.
So like they use in this example a woolly mammoth, and this woolly mammoth they turned into like a robot walking. So it was already existing video of these woolly mammoth walking. They then remixed it to make it robots. But the last thing, which I think is the most powerful thing that Sora can do, Sora can now use two videos or two images and blend them together to make one new video.
Quickly touch on another feature, blend. So you can think about blend as giving Sora two scenes, and Sora will create a net new scene that is a cohesive version of both of those. It's almost like smashing two videos together in another dimension and then bring it back to this one. I'd never seen anything like it until I used blend with our model. So if you click into blend, you can choose another video from your library. You know, we could blend the robots with the woolly mammoths. That could be a cool one. And there's a couple options here. I won't go into a ton of detail right now, but long story short, you can kind of dictate to Sora how you would like it to sort of blend these two scenes together. Some really awesome advanced features for our heavy users and power users trying to make a lot of awesome creations.
Can we do that one?
So you can get some type of in-between of two different styles, which I don't think a lot of video editors or video AI generators are doing this. This is actually a slam dunk by the Sora team, and it's looking pretty good as far as the quality. I think that this is like really good that this is happening, and the fact that that's already integrated into like the subscriptions that are already in place and it's already live. If you go right now to Sora.com, you'll see that you are able to access this. People are already generating, and you can look at the feeds of the people who are already generating this stuff. This is amazing to say the least, and I can't wait to see the next few days of OpenAI. If you want to see what more news is coming out in AI, especially with these 12 days of AI by OpenAI, then don't forget to like and subscribe and follow me for more videos.